down to UNCG in the home white. Opening tap, and here we go. The Furman Paladins, record of 12-6 overall, 6-3 in the SoCon, and 4th place in the conference. As they go inside the freshman Garrett Heen, and he scores the game's first 2.
I believe Heen scored the first 2 in the last game. He really gives them a spark. Doesn't start much of the season, only recently. Great energy guy.
Now UNCG, which had its 7-game overall winning streak and 7-game road winning streak snapped on Monday night against the Paladins, comes in with a turnover on its first possession of the game. Team record 13-6, 8-3 in the SoCon, in second place, just a half a game behind league leader Wofford.
Well, Coach Ritchie expects UNCG to ramp up their pressure and intensity coming off that loss on Monday night. So a little bit of a 1-2-2, dropping back to the man-to-man.
And a steal by Keyshawn Hunter. First turnover by Furman. Langley, Euro step, finds the trailer. Miller, no, put back. They called the foul on Furman before the putback by Abdul Salam. Foul is on Noah Gurley, his first, and Isaiah Miller will head to the line and shoot 2.
You know, the good thing is you got the steal. The bad thing is you're out in passing lanes. In last game, UNCG got beat backdoor about 4 or 5 times, and Miller got beaten about 3 to 4 of those times. So if you're really aggressive in the passing lanes, and Wes Miller talked about this, we don't want to jump out so aggressively that we're giving up backdoor layups.
Emo makes both free throws. The preseason Southern Conference Player of the Year. And we're tied at 2 with exactly a minute gone by in the opening half of play. Gurley, and that's an offensive foul. Matt, he used that left arm, curled around the defender, and he was caught.
Yeah, second foul goes right to the bench. The good thing is they have Slauson coming off the bench, who started most of the season and had a huge game on Monday night.
And the head coach of Furman is Bob Ritchie. And he said last night, Matt, he really liked on Monday night how his team recorded 12 kills on the night. And we asked him, what's a kill? And he said a kill is 3 consecutive defensive stops. And on Monday night, the team got 12 kills. He says he likes to average 7 a game. 12, that's pretty good.
He said that was a record for his program. I think the big thing is when I watched the film, I asked both coaches, what was the first play that jumped out at you that either got you excited or got you irked? And it was at 18-23. Heen had an offensive rebound over Abdul Salam, and that set the tone. And then right after that, almost 3 minutes into the game, there was a loose ball, and Furman came up with it. That showed great energy and great fight.
And the head coach of UNCG is Wes Miller, the longest tenured coach in the SoCon in his 10th season here in Greensboro. And he said, Matt, he's not sure how well his team will play tonight in the second game of this 2-game stretch, but he definitely says he will be shocked if his team does not play harder here tonight, as Miller comes up short and the rebound by Furman.
Well, I tell you what, they better take better shots than that. That was a bad shot. 12 seconds on a shot clock. You're pivoting, and taking a fall-away jumper.
Collision near midcourt and a foul on Keyshawn Langley of UNCG, and that's his first.
I thought Wes had an interesting comment. They didn't rebound the ball very well offensively. They usually average about 13 offensive rebounds a game. They only had 8. And he said, you know, a lot of that had to do with the fact that we're taking bad shots. So when your teammate takes a bad shot, you don't expect it, so you're not in position to get an offensive rebound.
Yeah, his team was out-rebounded 46-31 on Monday night. They go inside to Bothwell. He can't finish, and Miller clears the rebound for UNCG. All 3 points by UNCG coming from the foul line. Still looking for that first basket of the night. Allegri trying to create. Shot clock inside of 10. Abdul Salam gets a step inside, draws the contact on Johnny Lawrence. Foul on Lawrence, and Muhammad Abdul Salam will head to the line and shoot 2.
They help up. Miller helps up. You don't help up from the goal. You don't want to give up the layup. You should fake at the ball handler. Miller should have faked at Mounce and then backed up, make Mounce take a floater versus a dead-on layup.
So Muhammad Abdul Salam makes his first free throw. He's from Nigeria, 6'9" junior, had 3 points, 4 rebounds in the loss at Furman back on Monday night. Goes 1 of 2 at the stripe, but an offensive rebound by UNCG. Hunter inside Miller, lays it in. First basket of the game for UNCG. Back here in Greensboro. Out of the timeout, 17:21 to go here in the opening half, and it's UNCG leading Furman 6-2.
Well, you can just tell the sharpness, the energy, the alertness of UNCG, and that's why Richie called the first timeout for Furman.
Here's Alex Hunter into Lawrence's hands. Clay Mounce did not start the other night, getting the start here today. Series of moves and had the ball stripped away by Miller. Loose ball tie-up, and the possession arrow goes over to UNCG.
I am laughing because you put the ball down in the paint in front of Isaiah Miller, and it's good night, Irene. Look, he is like a shark on bloody meat. Look at this. Oof. Strong, quick, aggressive. Think he wants the ball?
You know, Matt Miller, according to Wes Miller, had a subpar game for Miller's standards, but he still had 14 points and 6 steals, even though he didn't shoot the ball all that well. Shot missed from 3 by Hunter, and the rebound by Furman.
Well, you know what? Those are okay stats for me, but he's a point guard. So you better be taking better shots, and you better be taking care of the basketball. You better be getting to the foul line, and he did none of that. I mean, those stats are good if you're a 3-man, but you're not. You're the point guard. You are the lead point guard and the preseason player of the year in the conference. He said he was embarrassed by as many times as he got beat back door, about 4 times. And he said he was embarrassed watching film. He's a very coachable young man.
Turnover on Furman. It's 3rd of the game. Here comes Hunter. Defense catches up with him, out of bounds, stays with UNCG.
That play right there by Hunter, like, where are you going? It's 1-on-2, 1-on-3, 3-on-3. You don't have anything.
Under 16 media timeout. UNCG still in the lead by full of Greenville, South Carolina. A team that's won 23 or more games in each of the last 3 seasons. Back-to-back 25-win seasons in the last 2 years. Trying for another win tonight. Start a new winning streak here in Greensboro, North Carolina, as they missed the shot inside for Greensboro. Here's Furman. Jalen Slauson did not start. Coming off the bench tonight, blocking foul called on Hayden Koval for UNCG, and that's his first.
I am not so sure, Mr. Dunlap. Let's see that one. Let's see that one on replay here. Power dribble, power dribble. You know, he might have called it because it was a flop. He looked like he exaggerated. I didn't think he needed to exaggerate that, because I do think it would have been a charge if he just stood his ground and didn't take that Euro flop.
So 2 shots missed on 1 possession for Furman a moment ago. Here's McGinnis in Hunter's hands, trying to create on Lawrence. McGinnis, high arcing 3, short, high rebound, run down initially by Pugh. Fight for the rebound. Hunter's got it, tied up with Koval, and a reach-in foul called on Koval.
That's his second.
And his second foul, fresh off the bench.
You're taking tough shots. Wes talked about wanting to pick and roll short. He calls it getting vertical. Basically what he's saying, he wants to get the ball into the paint. Furman packs in the defense and lets you make some perimeter passes, but they don't like you to get into the paint. Very good with their pick and roll defense. They can switch a lot of positions. So UNCG's got to find a way to get the ball to the paint.
Furman's last 6 possessions, 0 for 3 from the floor, 4 turnovers. There's a 3 that goes in for Jalen Pugh. He is shooting 52% from downtown this year.
He knows what he's in there for. Hustle and shooting. He took a quick one the other day.
Here's Kobe Langley, twin brother of Keyshawn Langley, who's also into the game for UNCG. Inside, Abdul Salam, he's fouled. He will shoot 2. Now let's take a look at this last three-pointer by Jalen Pugh.
Well, I mean, there's no hesitation. It wasn't like he was wide open, right? I mean, his defender was there. His defender just didn't rise up. Probably surprised that he took that shot because he hasn't played a lot this
year. UNCG, that's its 7th trip to the line in this game. In the first half, only 5.5 minutes in. Furman is yet to go to the line as Abdul Salam makes 1 of 2. Here's Heen, who's back in. Freshman, got the start 2 nights ago. Starting here tonight as well. Backdoor pass inside Pugh. He's fouled by Keyshawn Langley. That's his second, and Pugh will head to the line to shoot 2.
Sometimes you could be so ramped up defensively is that you become over-aggressive, and Furman's going to take advantage of your over-aggressiveness. McGinnis is in the passing lane. You can't get your whole body in the passing lane. When we played a backdoor team that ran the Princeton-type offense, I called it a 3-quarter denial. I wanted the hand in the passing lane, but I wanted the body to block their cut. All right, not butt to the ball, but to the goal. So try to make them cut through your chest and force them out of rhythm.
Jalen Pugh makes 1 of 2. Pugh missed some time earlier this year. 5 games he missed due to a broken hand. He's back, being very effective so far tonight. Shot for 3, missed in the corner by Kyrie Thompson, who just checked in. Rebound Furman. Here's Slauson, open 3. That's strong. Bothwell, the offensive rebound. Shot clock will reset to 20. It's Slauson working against Abdul Salam. Backdoor, inside, Bothwell, reverse layup, no. Got his own rebound. Oh, he's been so active, Matt, inside on the offensive glass.
They work on this, and I like to, as an opposing coach, to watch what teams do in warm-ups because you get a sense. They worked on this. All right, they work on Slauson dribbling out of the post for a handoff to Bothwell. Bothwell didn't get the handoff, but it was basically a screen, and he cut. And I tell you what, Slauson is a very talented guy. When you have a guy that big that can pass, handle, and shoot the ball and make an outside shot, he's dangerous. But that dribble out of the post into a dribble handoff or screen is a very hard action to guard.
Coming back into the game, Clay Mounce. Joe Anderson back in as well, as Jalen Pugh will have a seat. Furman so far shooting 2 of 8 so far in the first half of this game. Shot clock at 8. Skip it over to Bothwell. His 3. No. Fight for the rebound. People diving on the floor. Loose ball tie up and the possession arrow. Oh, no, they call a foul instead.
Heen can really see. He looked off the cutter, and by making a hard cut to the goal, you force the defender of the corner shooter to help, and Heen made the right read. It's like a Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. You look off for safety, and you hit somebody out in the flat, and that's exactly what he did.
Matt, it's the second time in 3 nights these two teams are playing each other. You coached in the ACC. You coached in the Big East. Can you imagine playing the same team twice in a span of 3 days?
No, but you know what? I like it. I like it because it just brings an energy and a storyline that you don't get otherwise. I think it brings a whole new meaning to this game. Now, coaches don't like that, and schedules don't like it because if somebody's a significant player's hurt, he misses both games.
Slauson, tough fadeaway, banks it in, counted and 1. He'll head to the line for a free throw.
Slauson's a tough matchup, man. I tell you, he struggled against Wofford, and Coach challenged him by having him come off the bench, and he responded the other night. And the challenge is, can you bring that energy each and every night? You back in, you back in, you back in. You can't defend that one-on-one. At some point, you've got to dive down and either double it or try to knock the ball away. But he's such a good passer, and he has a head up. his head up, and they've got good shooters that it's like pick your poison.
6'7" junior missing the foul shot. Yeah, he had 14 points and 6 rebounds off the bench against UNCG back on Monday night. That game won by Furman 68-49.
He comes from a basketball family. Dad played at the Citadel, and his brother played at USC.
Turnover on UNCG. It's second. Here's Hunter. He's been a little quiet so far in this game. Had a great game on Monday night against UNCG. He had 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Slauson stopped on the double, skips it over. Mounce, high arcing three.
That's exactly what I'm talking.
Same thing for North Carolina. Duke's on the bubble at best. Michigan State struggling. The Blue Bloods not having the types of seasons where
Kentucky lost last night.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So Kentucky lost last night at home to Arkansas, and Duke loses at home to Notre Dame.
Allegri off the mark. Rebound skied for offensively by Isaiah Miller. Shot clock will reset to 20. Inside Allegri. Can't hit the bounce. Rebound by Mounce for Furman. Here's Pugh. Hit a 3 a moment ago. So did Mounce, and he knocks in another 3.
Wow, that spun nice off his hand. Really nice. And, you know, guys are going out to contest with their hands low. You got to go with your hands high on a guy like that.
Miller responds with a 2 of his own. That's his second basket, his 6th point of the game.
One thing to keep an eye on is transition baskets by Furman, because UNCG likes to go to the offensive boards. Miller likes to go to the offensive boards, and they like to press. So sometimes you get a little top-heavy with your team in terms of everybody out on the in the lane and not having defensive balance. I thought that was a foul, by the way. It kind of slips. You know, you're there. I mean, you're there. What are you doing? And you don't contest with your right hand, Allegri. You contest with your left hand, especially left hand to a right-hand shooter. You were already there, and your left shoulder was in front of your right shoulder, so you have better extension. And then you go half-heartedly with your right hand against the good shooters too late.
So, Matt, UNCG with a slow start Monday night, much better start this time. What are your thoughts on the Spartans so far tonight?
Well, it's a better start, but they're down. They're down 5 points. I just don't like the shots they're taking, and I think they get a little reckless on defense.
Miller from the foul line, got it.
See, if Furman gets the ball out fast on a made field goal, which is not their style, they could beat UNCG up the court because of the pressure. Miller never gets back towards half court on a shot attempt.
40th meeting all time between these two schools, and it's been about as close as it gets as UNCG leads the all-time series 20-19. As Hunter gets outside Bothwell, and rims out that 3. Kenny inside for the offensive board for the Paladins.
Kenny's a tough nut. Gave him good energy the other night on Monday.
Mounce in rhythm, a 3. Rebound ripped away by Miller. Isaiah Miller. Matt, he had the hat trick last year. He had the awards for first team All-SoCon, the SoCon Player of the Year, and the SoCon Defensive Player of the Year as well, as he goes down the lane and lays it in for 2.
Well, that's why NBA scouts are looking at him. Can he be a third-string point guard? He needs to develop his shot and probably his decision-making. But he can do that at a high level.
Steal by UNCG.
I mean, it's really remarkable what he can do on the ball.
4th turnover on Furman as we're past the midway point of the first half here at the Greensboro Coliseum, Greensboro, North Carolina. Furman on the road leading by 1.
See, now is a bad shot coming. I feel a bad shot coming.
Or a turnover.
I mean, you know, that's just bad basketball. That's a lack of, you know, that's just, is it a lack of feel? What is that? That's not good, though.
Mounce leans inside, lays it in. 8 points for Clay Mounce. He had 7 the entire game on Monday night. That's his 3rd basket of the game, his first 2. So far, Isaiah Miller, 4 for 5 for 10 points. The rest of his teammates, 0 for 8 from three-point range. Here's Miller. Shot clock inside of 10. Whips it inside Boss Lyda, and he puts it in.
That was a heck of a play. Really good catch. I mean, to catch that in traffic against contact, keep the ball high, and finish. Big-time play.
1 point game. Furman on the road in the lead by 1. Here's Heen, the freshman, into Colin Kinney's hands. And now to Hunter.
Watch him pulling up for a jump shot.
3 to shoot. Kinney, a deep 3. Off the mark. Rebound, Boss Lyda for UNCG.
That's a play when you're as hot as Hunter has been and you're one of the better players. I'd want to take that shot at the end of the shot clock.
Here's Miller. He has 10 of the team's 15 points. Tries to slice his way down the lane. Nifty move and puts it in.
Tell you what, put him in a football game. Imagine him as a defensive back or slot receiver. Those long arms and toughness, great hands.
Kinney stopped at the baseline. Mounce, another 3. No, but he's fouled. He will shoot 3 when we come back.
Now let's watch Miller come off this pick and roll with Lyda. Lyda cuts hard, high hands. That's a heck of a catch. Kinney's late. Could have been a block.
Says he's always has a positive attitude, a smile on his face. His energy and personality are both infectious, and perhaps maybe the best compliment. He said, Matt, he's an even better kid and an even better teammate.
Yeah, no, he went on and on, as you said. He said out of 100 days, he has 99 good days. He comes into practices, brings energy, and energy is the most important thing you can bring to the floor as a player.
There's Miller. A well-deserved break after carrying his team here the last few minutes. Double figures points now for Clay Mounce. 18-17. Furman back in the lead by 1.
Furman's done a very good job on pick and roll. It's been frustrating for Furman to get to the paint.
Abdul Salam, strong move, and he scores.
Great patience. You see how patient UNCG was, going side to side, working the defense, giving the defense a chance to make the mistakes.
In low, Gurley got undercut. He's fouled by Muhammad Abdul Salam. That's his second. Noah Gurley, who's in foul trouble himself. With 2, he will shoot 2.
It shows you trust as a coach to put in a player with 2 fouls, the 6'8" junior Noah Gurley.
Third team All-SoCon last year, started all 32 games, averaging 13 points, 5 rebounds a game this year. That's his first point of the game. He had 4 points and 11 boards in Monday night's win against UNCG.
Long athlete. He and Slauson are kind of bookends. Slauson a little more perimeter player. Gurley a little bit more interior, slasher, cutter, diver to the rim. Although last year he did shoot 40% from the three-point line, this year he's just around 30%, 31%.
Tie game at 19, approaching 6 minutes to go in the opening half of play. Here's Kobe Langley, his twin brother Keyshawn Langley also in the game, along with McGinnis, Abdul, making a Thompson, and Boss Lyda. 4 to shoot. Langley caught in the air. The other Langley, a 3. Beats the buzzer, missing the shot. Rebound by Furman.
Excellent defensive possession by Furman. Chasing the baseline runner, not allowing him to curl. The help was there if he curled. Excellent.
Mounce with another big 3, his third 3 of the game. He has 13 points, and Furman in the lead by 3 as well. Boss Lyda, shot blocked by Mounce, and a foul inside on Furman. Well, Mounce has been active on both ends of the floor.
It really is impressive. Mounce gets a slight discipline issue, doesn't start in the last game, and comes back with great energy. Look at him moving without the ball. That's a tough catch and shoot. That's a J.J. Redick like catch and shoot. And then on the defensive end, he has the length and athleticism to block the shot with his left hand. I love when right-hand players block shots with left hand because most of the shooters are right-handed. So they're turning to you. You could be squared up with your chest as opposed to trying to block it with your right hand, and then you turn your hip and shoulder into the shooter, and you get a foul.
Boss Leida, 6'10" sophomore from the Netherlands at the line. Only a 36% free throw shooter. After that free throw, he's now 5 of 12 of the year. 3 points so far. He had 2 in the loss at Furman on Monday night, and he goes 2 for 2. UNCG, 7 of 10 at the line. Furman, 4 of 8. 1 point game. Furman in the lead by 1. 5:20 to go, first quarter. Gurley, open 3, and down it goes.
They showed me. I gave him a little reminder. Last year, you were a 40% three-point shooter. Jack that thing up, young man.
And Furman leading by 4 inside of 5 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Kobe Langley. His 3 is good.
Okay. Got a little ball game.
That's only his second made 3 on the season. He pulls UNCG to within 1. Here's Joe Anderson, backup point guard. Inside pass to Gurley. Ball knocked away. Out of bounds off of Gurley. Turnover on Furman.
Look at Miller. I mean, he is a safety. I mean, Ronnie Lott. He's off the ball in the corner and sees that ball get floated on the backdoor cut. He's there on the catch to disrupt that play. Unbelievable.
UNCG, half of the game behind Wofford. In second place right now in the Southern Conference standings. Furman in 4th place. Critical game here for both in terms of the Southern Conference race. And we got a handshake foul inside on Furman on Joe Anderson. That's his second. And free throws coming up for UNCG. We'll have another full day of college hoops across all of our networks on Saturday. And we start with Indiana and number 7 Ohio State, who's won 5 straight at noon Eastern on ESPN. Then it's an important SEC matchup between number 16 Tennessee and 11-6 LSU at the Maravich Center in Baton Rouge. Both of these games are streaming live on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Matt, as a college basketball fanatic as you are, I'm sure you have the ESPN app.
I love the app, man. I got it on my iPad, and I like to go out to the back porch and sit out there and watch. You know, you just watch ball all night, and I hope my wife's not listening, but it drives her crazy. You know, but there's so many good options, and it's not just college basketball. I mean, you can watch these specials, 30 for 30s. You can watch different sports, different events, all at your fingertips.
Hunter strong on the 3. Kenny offensive rebound. Shot clock reset to 20 for Furman.
Hunter has an interesting knuckleball spin. A knuckleball is technically not a spin, but it's interesting. He shoots as well as he does because it's a hard ball.
So 2 shots missed on the other end of the floor for Furman. UNCG in the lead by 1. A chance to extend the lead some more.
Much dribbling.
And Langley lost it. Turnover on UNCG. It's 4th.
Had an open teammate at the top of the key, waved him off and kept pounding the ball and got knocked out of his hand. Tough matchup for Koval.
Gurley, nice step back, missing everything. Missed it badly off the window. Rebound by UNCG. We asked Wes Miller, you know, what's the adjustment you have to make for game 2 of this series? He said, hey, the original game plan in game one didn't work. He's not so sure what's going to happen here with the game plan in game two as Koval banks in a three.
Well, he added to that. He says, you know, we don't know if the game plan didn't work because we didn't bring great energy and we didn't shoot the ball and we had unforced turnovers. They had 15 turnovers. 8 of them were unforced. So, you know, did the game plan not work? We just played so poorly. I haven't seen much of a change in what they've done. They're just trying to do it better.
Slauson left it short. It's because he got fouled on the arm. He will shoot 2.
Well, here we go with Koval. Pick and pop. He's got 4.
And he told us he's really happy at UNC-G, longest tenured coach in the SoCon. He's been at UNC-G now 10 years. The first couple of years didn't go so well, but the administration stayed with him, believed in him, and he has a good thing going here at UNC-G.
Kim Record, the athletic director, who is sitting courtside across from the UNC-G bench, she, you know, when you're aligned with your AD, as he is with her and she is with the president, it just makes everything easier. And I think it's so wise because a lot of coaches are always looking for bigger and better. And sometimes bigger and better isn't always better. Look at Bob McKillop. He's been at Davidson for 32-plus years. Look at Mark Few. Bigger names, bigger budgets doesn't mean it's a better job.
And UNC-G extends its lead again. Biggest lead of the game for the Spartans at 31-26. Heen is back in, the freshman, number 13 up top. It's Heen, Mounce, Pugh, Bothwell, Hunter, the 5 on the floor. As they get it into Bothwell's hands, his 3, off the mark. Fight for the rebound, cleared by Allegri.
Bothwell really has a kind of a jerky release. Langley was telling Bothwell where he was throwing the ball with all of the dribbles.
A trip and a foul on UNC-G.
Langley's driven the ball up the court and looking at the big, running to the basket. The whole time, he never looked Bothwell off from the corner, so Bothwell just cheated. Again, it's just like a safety in football. The quarterback has to look the safeties off, and that didn't happen on that play, giving Bothwell a chance to jump the pass.
At the line, Mike Bothwell, 81% free throw shooter. And that's his first point of the game. There's Kim Record, Director of Athletics here at UNC-G. She was very nice to us, offered us bottled water before the game, making sure we are okay. Very nice lady.
Very, very nice. Done a terrific job. Terrific temperament. And really supports the coaches. And they're building some exciting things here at UNC-Greensboro. Beautiful campus if you've never been on it.
Here's Miller slicing his way down the lane. Scoops it up and in. 14 points for Isaiah Miller. He had 14 points the entire game on Monday night. He has 14 here in the first half. We are under a minute to go in the opening half of play. Turnover on Mounce and Furman, number 7.
I always hated when a player tapped his chest after he made a mistake. But that ball is thrown to the corner. Mounce needs to catch it with 2 hands. All right, here's Miller. Look at that sidestep, dipsy-do. I mean, he covered about 6 to 8 feet on that side jump before he left his feet for the layup. You talk about athlete, he's big time.
Hunter in the lane, offensive foul. He hooked the defender, and it goes back over to Furman.
Yeah, he did hook him a little bit, but I don't know if it's worthy of a foul.
Saturday, our full day of college basketball across all of our networks is highlighted by these 2 ACC matchups on ESPN and on the app. Duke squares off against NC State at 4 Eastern. Then number 9 Virginia, who's won 9 of its last 10, hosts 12-6 North Carolina in Charlottesville. Games are on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Unfortunately, Carolina had their game postponed against Miami. Players were caught on camera celebrating after the Duke win, and as a result, Miami didn't want to play or whoever called the game off, but Miami's in Chapel Hill to play against the Tar Heels. Had to get on the plane and fly back to Coral Gables.
8th turnover on Furman. And it goes back to UNCG. Shot clock turned off. 17.8 to go in the half, and a chance to hold for the last shot.
My guess here is Isaiah Miller will get the ball with 8 seconds to go. And then I like to go with 8 because then you get the shot off at 5 or 3 and you get a chance for a tip.
Langley, a 3. Got it! And he's fouled! And he'll go to the line for a potential 4-point play with 4 seconds to go. And UNCG up by 8.
Langley said, I'm sorry, Coach Hardy. I'm taking this, man. Look at this. High dribble, inside out, bang. Pugh with the foul.
So Keyshawn Langley will go to the line.
Langley kicked that right leg out a little bit. I thought Pugh was doing a little flyby.
Langley's father was Kiefer Langley, who played here in the late 80s, early 90s. Still the program leader in career three-point percentage. And now Kiefer's twin sons are playing here for UNCG, Keyshawn and Kobe. A 4-point play by UNCG's Keyshawn Langley. The lead is now 9. 3 seconds to go in the half. Here's Bothwell driving all the way, floats it up, and misses at the buzzer. And halftime is here. Second half, Matt, UNCG shot just 29% from the floor on Monday night, 52% so far here in the first 20 minutes.
Well, a lot of it was in the paint. And Isaiah Miller got into the paint. 14 points. There was 14 points in the paint by UNCG. They finally broke down. I think Miller's dribble penetration had a big part to do with that.
Mounce missing the 3 on the other end. Hunter can't finish with the left hand. Rebound on the floor, picked up by Mounce for Furman. So, Matt, what do you expect to see from Furman here to get back into this game and eventually take the lead?
I think Furman's got to do a better job and stay in front of the basketball. And I think that they got to make sure that they rebound and take care of the ball. They've had 8 turnovers in the first half, which, led to a lot of runouts and good possession. So you got to take care of the basketball, and you got to, they shot 32%. You got to shoot it better. They were 7 for 12 from the foul line. They're not shooting the ball very well.
UNCG is shooting the ball well compared to Monday night. It made just 18 shots out of 62 taken as Miller misses that shot. The team went 2 of 18 on threes Monday night. Out-rebounded by 15 by Furman. And a much better offensive showing here so far for UNCG in this game tonight. Hunter inside Haynes, stripped, but he's fouled. And he will head to the line and shoot 2.
That's great movement by Furman. I love Heen at the top. When we get to see the game up close like we are today, you see he's really a point guard when he has the ball and directs traffic. So then he rolls into the post. Penetration, they lift. When there's dribble penetration, Heen lifts up, so his man has to help. Now he's got room for the bounce pass and the foul.
Scores his 3rd point of the game. Coach Bob Ritchie speaking highly about his freshman Garrett Heen, saying he knows his job. He fits into his role very well. He's not flashy, but Matt, he hits high percentage shots. He is shooting 71% from the field this year, 42 of 59 coming into the game tonight.
I tell you what, he's going to be a really good, because he's got good form on his shot, and there's no reason he can't become a very good shooter.
So UNCG's lead was 9 at the break. It's at 7 right now, and Langley hits another 3. His second 3 of the game. He has 8 points.
I'll tell you what, that ball went in, but I'm not a fan of the shots. Those are the shots that lead to runouts.
Reach-in foul called on the Spartans. It's on Langley, and that's his 3rd. What a difference between Monday night and Wednesday night for UNCG, Matt. It couldn't hit the barn from, basically from the front door of the barn on Monday night. And tonight it's much different, shooting over 50% from the floor and playing much better defense here tonight.
Well, you want kids to be robots, and they're not. They are a bundle of emotions, wrapped up, a bundle of emotions, and they coming back with some fight. And he's the leader of this pack, Isaiah Miller.
Miller with his his first point of the second half, 16 points for the game, and Mounce just lost it off his head. Out of bounds, turnover number 9 on Furman.
That was a bad pass. I mean, that ball was diving and went to his feet first. See, Coach Ritchie talking about a chest pass. You know, the angle of a pass, if you're throwing it over your head, two-hand pass, it's got to go high to high. So if you're throwing it over your head, it's got to hit somebody in the head. If you're throwing a chest pass, then it's to the other one's chest. But when you throw it high to low, that ball is gaining velocity and usually has velocity and has topspin, hard to catch.
Miller tries to spin it over to the corner, and he hit the official who's standing out of bounds, and it's a turnover on Miller and UNCG. And Matt, not only do we have two of the better teams going at it here tonight in the SoCon, two of the better coaches, not only in the SoCon, but two really good young coaches in the nation.
No question. Wes Miller's, I think, ranked number 1, 40 under 40, and Bob Ritchie, I believe, is number 5. And, you know, you're splitting hairs. They're both excellent coaches. And I love talking basketball with them, and I love talking philosophy of the program. Terrific leaders.
There's Bob Ritchie.
He had a quote the other day, it's not about playing time. It's not what I give you, it's what you earn. I just love that quote. And that tells the players, I'm not giving you playing time. You earn the playing time.
Mounce on the putback, his 15th points of the game. There you see the ESPN 40 under 40 top 5 coaches. Wes Miller and Bob Ritchie both make the list. It was also interesting, Matt, that Bob Ritchie said you earn your minutes and you also earn your bench time.
Yes, exactly right. The best motivator is the bench.
Miller, tough shot, crawls off, rebound Mounce. Here comes Furman. Down 10, trying to get something going here in the second half. Slauson, Mounce thought about the 3, goes inside, he misses the banker, he's fouled, he will shoot 2 when we come back. 15:56 to go in this one. UNCG at home, up by 10. Going to the line for Furman, Clay Mounce had 13 points for Furman in the first half of play, 15 for the game. Now give him 16. He's an 83% free throw shooter, now 26 of 30 on the year. This young man did not have any other Division I scholarship offers other than Furman. He redshirted his first year. And Matt, he's just gotten better and better. Now he's in his 5th year senior campaign, averaging 15 points a game.
Well, Coach Ritchie's got a culture going on, and he recruits a lot of players, and if they're not ready to be in the top 8, he asks them if they would be interested in redshirting. And it really has helped the development of these players because now Mounce will probably make some money playing basketball.
Hayden Koval, his second 3 of the game. He had 2 points, 6 boards off the bench for Furman at Furman on Monday. That's his second 3. Give him 6 points on the night as Pugh goes inside and lays it in.
I tell you what, Pugh, he's playing. He's playing, that young man. Not just a jump shooter, not just a tough defender, but showing the drive to a strong hand.
Here's Kobe Langley into Miller's hands. He had a game himself in the first half. His step back 3, rims in and out. Good box out rebound by Pugh.
Not a great shot. I mean, you're going against size. That's offensive foul.
It's on Slauson. He knocked down and bumped into Isaiah Miller, and they go back the other way.
Miller's shot was not a good choice against a long Slauson, but made up for on the defensive end. I thought Slauson did step in and initiate the contact.
So Miller comes out of the game, 16 points. He had 14 in the first half. A little shaken up perhaps on that play. Probably needs a rest as well. He's played very well tonight. Here's McGinnis into Kobe Langley's hands. Now let's see what UNCG can do with Miller on the bench.
This set has not worked very well. The baseline runner has been very well guarded by Furman. They ended up getting into late clock situations. This is like the third time they've run that play.
Hunter missing the three. Rebound Slauson for Furman. Furman was down 10. It's down to 9 now, trying to chip away at the lead and fight back.
I'd like to see Slauson and pick and pops. That was something that really hurt UNCG the last time, because the way UNC tried to ice the pick and roll and drop the big, and it gave Slauson a chance to catch the ball at the three-point line, either shoot or drive it.
The 11th turnover on Furman. As you see Bob Ritchie coaching in the mask. All the coaches have said they're starting to get used to coaching with masks on. Some of them cheat a little bit and pull it down to make instructions, but if anything, the mask can be used to cover up your mouth so the referees don't hear or read your lips.
Yeah. You know, you wonder, okay, what would you trade off, the tie or the mask? I'd rather wear a tie than coach with a mask. A lot of coaches, you know, people talk like this is the way we should coach, in quarter zips and golf shirts and you know, sneakers, and I tend to agree with it. The only people that are happy when you wear suits are probably the president of the school and the guy who owns the dry cleaners.
They slip it inside to Abdul Salam, lost it, and turns it over. Turnover on UNCG, number 8. Here's Joe Anderson. Pugh, he thought about the three. Into Mounce's hands. And good transition defense by UNCG.
The other big is like a point guard at the top of a 1-2-2 set. That's typical Princeton offense, and it's a fun way to play.
Anderson, Slauson, spots up for three. No. Rebound Thompson for UNCG. And without Isaiah Miller in the game, the team is up by 9, 45-36.
A lot of standing. That's just bad defense. Bad positioning by Foster. Just got into the game. The redshirt freshman from Atlanta. On the catch, you got to be between your man and the basket. He gave him a seam and gets fouled. Gives up a foul.
Fouls on Marcus Foster. He did not play for Furman on Monday night in the game against UNCG. That's his first. Keyshawn Langley to inbound. And he finds Abdul Salam back into Langley's hands, and he'll set it up.
A lot of dribbling.
Abdul Salam running right-hander. No, it crawls off. Rebound by Slauson for Furman. And the Paladins want to run. Slauson works against Abdul Salam. Shot clock at 8. Back to Slauson. He faces up on Abdul Salam. 4 to shoot, and he knocks down the baseline jumper.
Boy, oh boy, he's a nice player. Motor doesn't run hot every game, but when it does, and he's locked in, he's a talented young man.
Miller off the bench. No, the putback by Abdul Salam.
That play was made by Abdul Salam because he ran to the rim, sealed Slauson. Slauson couldn't get around. He got around late to help on Miller. Miller threw it up on the glass. Abdul Salam with the offensive rebound.
It's UNCG by 9. Exactly 12 minutes to go. In the corner, Foster, quick shoot three, no. Putback attempt missed by Mounce. Rebound on the floor, tie up, and a whistle. The possession arrow goes back to UNCG when we come back. And Clay Mounce now with his 4th double-double of the season. 17 points, 10 rebounds for Furman. 11:51 to go in the game as Furman won the First meeting on Monday, the rematch here tonight. Here's a look at the SoCon standings. UNC-G a half a game behind Wofford, who's in first place in the league. Furman in fourth. And still a lot of basketball to go before the regular season ends. SoCon tournament just a few weeks away. Here's Miller back in the game, 16 points. He's the third all-time leading scorer and steals man in the history of the SoCon as Abdul Salam gets inside and gets the friendly bounce.
Big man's making his presence felt. Here's the 2-2-1 press. It's mainly been just bothersome, and really Furman has been their own worst enemy. Now it's kind of a little denial by Miller. If anything, this shortens the clock so you can't run that Princeton offense to full advantage. So now they're in it at 20 seconds.
Foster triple teamed. Someone's open. In the block to Gurley. 10 to shoot, and a reach-in foul called on Angelo Allegri, his first. And one thing about Furman, Matt, Alex Hunter's had 2 great games in a row so far tonight. He hasn't scored a point.
Yeah. Wow. You know, it's so bizarre, right? He's a world beater the other night, best player on the court maybe, and tonight doesn't score a point. And part of that is Isaiah Miller. Isaiah Miller's defense is elite. He's one of the best on-ball defenders and off-ball defenders, one of the best defenders in the country.
Bothwell sets his feet and knocks down a 3. That's his first basket of the game. It's a 3. He has 5 points, and the lead is cut to 8.
And now a little momentum, a little energy on the Furman side. That's why energy is so important. Important now for UNC-G to make sure they get a good shot.
Miller out of bounds off of Furman.
Got bailed out there. 12 seconds on the shot clock. They like to go 1-4 along the baseline and throw it up to Miller at the elbow, or he gets a back screen from Allegri. He's in tight. He's going to take a shot.
Miller steps inside. They wave it off, traveling on Miller.
Not really. I don't think it's a walk. I really don't think it's a walk. You allowed that one step, but it just looks so funny. It's so unusual. Picks up his left foot's his pivot foot. You know, that's a layup. You know, there'll be people who can argue that both sides. I think that's a layup. I just think it looks funny.
And a turnover on UNC-G. You just saw Isaiah Miller. And again, we talked about it in the first half. Coach Wes Miller saying his praises about what he's like as a player and as a teammate and a kid. And he said he had a conversation with his coaching staff saying, hey, we need to appreciate what we have and enjoy this kid while we have him, because he's something special. He's not going to be here forever. In fact, he's in his senior season.
Yeah. There's the pick and roll short.
Abdul Salam missed once. Here's Allegri. Spots up for 3. Rims in and out. Rebound by Foster for Furman. Furman trying to cut into this 8-point lead.
Yeah, no, you're right about Miller. You know, he does so many things on a regular basis. You can take it for granted, and you don't want to do that. You want to appreciate a young man, especially the career that he's had.
Turnover on Furman as Hunter was out of bounds. Turnover number 13 for Furman.
That was the first time, the last possession for UNC-G, that UNC-G pick and roll short, meaning the big man didn't go to the basket. He caught the ball in the paint where it says SoCon, so the defense could collapse and he could kick out. Let's see if they try that again. Throwing 4 out. Here's the short roll.
Hunter whips it inside to Koval. Collision. Offensive foul on Koval. That's his 4th.
Wes better be careful. Let's look at if his feet were in the circle.
Ball 7 feet 1 inch senior from Prosper, Texas. 78% free throw shooter. 0 for 1 on this trip so far. Shot number 2 coming up.
Got a big swoosh on that Nike. They're making them bigger. Like the swoosh on the inside of the shoe is smaller than the one on the out. That's a big swoosh.
1 for 2 for Koval. He has 7. And the lead back up to 9 for Furman. Furman has made only 12 shots so far. 12 out of 36 for 33%. It's taken 23s, Matt, and it's made 6.
Yeah, they're not playing great, but they're only 9 points down.
Steal by Miller. Turnover on Furman. 2-on-2. Langley to Miller. Lays it in.
Wow. 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 There we go. Timeout, Furman.
Timeout taken.
Takes over.
There you see Miller's numbers. He has 19 steals in his last 4 games.
Yeah, he's really playing. What a crossover. That's an NBA play right there. Got to finish. But the fact that tight crossover in space, gets to his left hand, that's a big-time play.
Here's Hunter trying to get something going. He's not made a shot in this game. He's still scoreless. Short on the 3. Offensive rebound, Gurley. And the shot clock will reset to 20. Furman down 11 and make it 9. The tip in by Furman.
All right, what is Furman doing? They're faking the handoff, anticipating, taking advantage of the jump switch by UNCG and turning the corner. So that's the problem with trying to switch dribble handoffs. I never like to switch dribble handoffs for that reason.
They credit Mounce with the tip in, give him 19 points for the game to lead Furman. Shot clock inside of 10. Here's Allegri spinning, goes to the offhand, and he scores.
Wow. That was, let's say, fortunate. All right, watch if they do the fake dribble handoff again, because UNCG likes to switch the dribble handoffs.
As Gurley puts in a 3, and for Gurley, that's his second 3, his 7th point of the game.
West trying to get a TO. Be the big shot at half, or the steal and a 2-on-1 break by Miller. Interesting how they're playing Miller off the ball a lot this second half, which gives him a little bit more freedom to catch the ball on the wing and attack. Side pick and rolls. With a live dribble, it's hard to guard.
Miller inside Koval, blocked. Oh, and a late foul called on Mounce. By the way, that last tip-in basket by Furman before the break, they corrected. It was tipped in by Slauson, so he has 7. Mounce still with a solid 17 points here tonight. Mounce with his second foul at the line. Hayden Koval, 7 points here tonight. He had 2 points, 6 rebounds in the loss on Monday at Furman. 0 for 1 on that shot. Shot number 2 coming up.
One shot. Everybody straight in.
1 for 2.
The turnovers and the points in the paint, that's really hurt Furman. 24-12 points in the paint in favor of UNCG. And a lot of that's off the dribble penetration.
Turnover on Furman, number 16, up the floor. Miller hammers it home.
I think he gave a little point to the cameraman on the baseline.
20 points for Isaiah Miller. His season high is 30. Still has a ways to go, but still has 20 points in this game tonight. Hunter trying to get something going. He's been scoreless. Out to Gurley. Open 3. No. Fight for the rebound. Over the back foul called on Furman.
Miller's energy. I don't know if I've seen a player with that kind of energy, especially on the second game in 3 days. Look at them take off. Woof. Send it in, Jerome. Look how high he is. Look at the guy in the baseline. Is that a manager? Sign that manager up. He's got some hops.
Well, we know some teams will want to sign up Isaiah Miller, seeing moves like that. Here's Allegri. Back into Miller's hands. Leading the team with 20 points so far tonight. Goes inside again and lays it in.
Yeah, they just got to close the gaps. They're not gapping, and I think having Langley at the point, another good shooter, gives Miller a better chance to attack and help. Can't get there in time.
Hunter missing the three. Bothwell offensive rebound, and his putback is good. 7 points for Bothwell, and Furman trying to hang around, down 11 inside 6 minutes to go.
4 out, 4 round one with pick and roll action. Really spread, small lineup, and Koval can shoot the top of the key three.
Six to shoot. Here's Allegri with three. Allegri, step back three. Rebound Mounce.
They're playing a little bit like Furman. Spread it out, 5 out, 4 out. Try to drive it, spacing with shooters.
Slauson, wide open. Off the mark on the three. Mounce had it, run down. It's saved by Mounce into the hands of Gurley.
Wait a second, I got to interrupt. Miller didn't get that loose ball? What's the matter with him? Oh,
shot for three goes in by Hunter, his first points of the game.
Let's just go back to the action.
Turnover, out of bounds to
listen,
Furman.
One of my 3 dunks in college was in this gym against Georgia in 1983. Yes, it was. 1982. Yeah, one of my 3 dunks in my college. 3 dunks. I'm 6'8". 3 dunks. That's sad. So one was in this gym against Dominique Wilkins. Now, it wasn't on Dominique, but it was Dominique's team. Ooh, happy feet.
In Hunter's hands. Hunter all the way. Shot blocked by Abdul Salam. Into Bothwell's hands. Out to Gurley. Shot clock is 6. Making a three goes in by Alex Hunter. That was a tough shot.
It was a bad pass by Gurley. Gurley took him out of his shot. I mean, he was open. Gurley threw it towards the corner and made Hunter move off his spot. Had to make a remarkable jumper from the deep corner over the corner of the backboard.
So it's down to a 5-point game as Furman has cut the lead down to 5. 4:23 to go.
You can never let up. I always used to write down on the board at halftime if we had a nice lead, NLU, no let up. What does that mean? Obviously effort, but you can't let up with bad shot selection, lazy cuts, lazy passes. Every possession counts.
This is the closest the game has been since 1:03 left to go in the first half. As UNCG went on an 8-0 run to end the first 20-minute stanza. Miller, foul line jumper, no. Fight for the rebound, and Gurley clears.
I'd like to see a little more backspin on that shot because he shoots a hard ball, a knuckleball, so you don't get any touch on the rim shot.
2-possession game. Furman trying to come back. Backdoor to Bothwell. Fouled. He will shoot 2.
Wow. Great patience on the back cut.
Coaching or doing this? And you said, oh, absolutely less stressful doing this.
Yeah, my only concern is going to dinner tonight with my buddy Bobby. That's it. You know, after a game, win or lose, like it was great when you won and you watched tape and you scouted, you broke down your film, graded the tape with your staff, felt good. When you lost, it was miserable. You know, your food stunk. You were in a bad mood. Yeah, it's gut-wrenching as a coach.
It's now a 10-0 run by Furman. It was down 13, now down just 3. 3:41 to go. Can UNCG close it out, or will Furman come back? Miller, Allegri, open 3, and down it goes.
Now, I like what Miller did there. He probed, and didn't force anything. Dribbled it out, and then waited for a teammate.
And a turnover on Furman. It's 17th of the game. Coming up on 3 minutes to go, and UNCG in the lead by 6. Hunter's 3. It's well short, and corralled by Hunter.
I'm so sorry, Brock, for stepping on you there, but I knew he was going to shoot that. And I was getting ready to say, under 4 minutes with the lead, I'm controlling the game as a coach.
Put back for 2 by Clay Mounce. Give him 19 now for the game, and the lead is 4.
At the end of half, 30 seconds and under at the end of half, I'm controlling it. At the last 4 minutes of the game, especially with the lead, I'm controlling it. And there's no way that I'm going to allow Caleb Hunter to take that shot.
A career high now for Mounce and rebounds in a game with 14 here tonight. Abdul Salam muscles his way inside. Shot blocked by Slauson, taken by Mounce into the hands of Hunter. Here's Bothwell. Furman down 4, 2:20 to go.
Oh, Caleb Hunter, why'd you take that shot, my man?
Gurley, wave off the shot. Oh, they call traveling on Gurley.
Oh, my goodness. There's a lot to consider on that play. Keith Fogelman, a lot to consider. Walk. Did he foul him with the ball? I mean, a lot to consider. 1, 2. That's not a walk.
It's a Euro, isn't it?
Not a walk. Not a walk in my book. But I tell you what, it's the hardest game in sports to officiate. You have 10 athletic players going fast, no timeouts, no breaks. I mean, between plays like you do in football where you have a play and a dead ball, play and a dead ball. You got to move, angles change quickly. These guys really are good at what they do.
Gurley for 3. Miller skies high for the rebound for UNCG.
Now just walk it up. I mean, you're better off when you got total of 3 possessions. So you'll have 2 possessions at least. You're better off getting a shot clock violation than taking a bad shot or turning it over.
Miller in traffic, almost lost it. 7 to shoot. Here's Allegri. Allegri with 3. Allegri, pump fake, hangs in the air, misses everything. Shot clock violation, a stop by Furman.
I'm okay with that. I mean, listen, at least they're not going in transition. You can set your defense. There's 4 points. You're down. You're up 4 points with a minute to go. Furman has the possession arrow, and UNCG has 2 timeouts. UNCG has a foul to give, too, by the way.
Hunter finds an opening down the lane, and he can't finish the shot. It's out of bounds, and it stays, it looks like, with Furman.
I thought that was a foul on Hunter's drive. Says this is where I like to go zone. I'd like to go 1-3-1 at the end of a game. See, this is a different alignment than they had.
They find Miller. He's trapped into Langley's hands.
Late rotation by Mounce.
They foul Langley, who's an 82% free throw shooter.
That's coaching. You have your best foul shooter inbound the ball. You go right back to him. Takes it up the court. Go ahead, foul him.
21.
Now, this is where your defense, I wonder what they're calling it. Looks like a 22. I was calling 5. I'd go back to some kind of zone or 1-3-1. That's just me. Not everyone has that in their bag of tricks. But I don't want somebody just driving the ball. Sometimes coaches get worried like they're going to roll the ball to the half court and they coach jump it and the guy beats him to the basket. I'm backing up. I'm making you take a contested jumper. I don't want anything to the rim.
2 for 2 for Langley. He has 11 points. Still a 2-possession game, 64-58. Hunter trying to create. Mounce, quick release, high arcing 3. No. Here's Bothwell in the offensive rebound. Approaching 30 seconds to go. Furman down 6 in the corner. Gurley, his 3. That's off the mark. Out of bounds off of Furman with 28.9 to go.
All right, you sub in your better foul shooters and you have a spot throw in. They're looking like they're calling a diamond. I like how Langley is not going to take the ball out of bounds right away. I think this is a Roy Williams type of, nope. You can't keep the ball from Miller. You cannot keep Isaiah Miller from getting the basketball.
Foul on Furman. And UNCG will go to the line to try and seal the deal.
Now Furman, UNCG still has a foul to give. So they, when the ball's being dribbled up, you can burn the clock. And then Furman has a timeout left, so they need to go down and score quickly and call a timeout. The door's open. I'd go for a 3 here.
Hunter, Mounce, a 3, well short. Caught by Slauson, back to Mounce. Gurley has it, 10 to go. Gurley's 3 is missed. Rebound Hunter. He puts up a 3. Rebound out of bounds off of UNCG. 1.4 to go.
Charlie ball game. Isaiah Miller, unbelievable effort, unbelievable game. What a joy to watch.
Hunter, one more time, shot for 3, misses, and that is it. Matt, your final thoughts on this one?